My name is Michael Nelson, and some of you may have heard of my name before, but I am going to be a candidate for mayor of the city of Cleveland. And many of you are wondering, well, why are you out here? It's because, just as many of the comments tonight have been about the collective need for our country to move forward, we also have a need for Cleveland to move forward. For our community, and when I say our community, I'm talking about both the inner city and all of the surrounding suburbs, to be healthy, we must have a healthy core city. And I am proposing the following: to rebuild, restore, and revitalize Cleveland. And people say, Mike, that's a big, big agenda. Well, I've had some opportunities to work on some very difficult projects. A couple of years ago, you all may have read numerous stories about a university in Southern Ohio called Central State University that was in serious financial trouble. I was appointed to that board of trustees, and inside of 2 years, we were able to turn that university around so it became both efficiently run, with integrity and honesty. So I've seen difficult days. Now that university has rebuilt its entire campus. And I believe that when you have that kind of experience, that you can apply it to some of the problems that we have in our community. When I talk about rebuild, I'm talking about rebuilding the confidence in our community and our school system. When I talk about restoring, I'm talking about restoring the vitality. And when I talk about revitalize, I'm talking about the energy and the confidence. And I'll just give you a few of the examples of some of the low-hanging fruit that I believe a Nelson administration can accomplish. Many of you have probably gone to our inner harbor. And you've gone down once. You've probably gone to our Hall of Fame, to the Rock Hall of Fame once or twice. But there's nothing to bring you back. I talked to the folks in Baltimore about the Baltimore Harbor. In 2003, I'm talking about community activities. I'm not talking about activities related to their aquarium and their ships. I'm talking about just the basic low-hanging fruit. In 2003, that harbor produced about $200,000 in revenue. In 2008, it produced $700,000 in revenue. And the situation is quite similar to ours. And how did they do that? Well, one of the things they did, they started making it family-friendly. Family-friendly, so that people would feel comfortable bringing their children down. They put paddle boats in the harbor. They put little kiosks around the harbor. They put little power boats that you could rent, not the big boats, just little power boats in the harbor. And those kinds of activities brought families back downtown. And I believe that this is just a sample of what we can do with some vision, some energy, to make downtown a place that's attractive and safe. I believe our school system, we've spent $2.1 billion in the last 3 years on the Cleveland Public Schools. That's $700 million a year. We have 116 buildings now, which were the same number of buildings we had when we had 80,000 students. We now have about 46,000 students. We have the ability to transform the Cleveland Public Schools into a premier school system that this entire community can be proud of, just based on the fact that we have fewer students to serve, but we have the capacity, both in terms of facilities and resources, to make that school system hum and sing again. And I don't propose to save all the children, but I do believe that if we start at the right point, that we can have a school system where students by the 4th grade can have a basic command of a foreign language. And let me give you this quick example, and I understand I just have a limited time to speak. I was in Walmart, and there was a young man behind me and a young lady in front of me. Obviously, the young man had something he wanted to return, so the young lady told him to take it back and just come back to the front of the line. Well, the young person behind me spoke Spanish. The young man came back, went to the front, and the young lady was disturbed. The young lady that was waiting on all of us, they could not communicate because they spoke totally different languages. We're talking about preparing young people for the global economy. Well, we can't even prepare them to work, to talk and communicate in the Walmart economy. What I'm suggesting to you folks is that we move beyond the 60s and 70s, where our entire school system was designed to train people to work in Parma, Brook Park, Euclid, and Twinsburg, because that was where our industry was, to now having to communicate with individuals who speak separate and different languages. I have an education program that I'm going to be pushing, and hopefully we'll be able to do it in cooperation with the CEO, called the CAPS program, which is Cultural, Academic, and Physically Fit and Socially Aware Students. When we combine these things, I believe that we can raise the level of both our young people and our community so that it becomes a community that hums again with vitality and energy. And in closing, what I will need you to do is to talk to your friends. Talk to your friends and say, look, we need higher expectations. You have friends in Cleveland, friends around the community. We need to raise the level of expectations so that we'll have higher goals to shoot for, and thereby the entire citizenry becomes excited and will buy into and demand a better vision than the vision that we have tonight. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you. I look forward to talking with you in the future, and I really appreciate both Ms. Palmer and Mr. Malloy giving me this opportunity. Thank you.